Yeah, and if they do, it's probably a converted linebacker who's too short.
Yeah, it's more like he's a running back slash
fullback.
Yeah, running
back slash tight end.
Yeah, because Kyle Juszczyk, whatever his name is for the Niners, he was a running back in college, a record-breaking running back.
More of Alec Ingle guy myself, but teach him.
Anyway,
except for he can't catch the ball, but yeah. Next up, this one's from Kenny. Aqib Talib commentary in the Cardinals-Eagles game versus all the trolls. Touchdown or turnover. Kenny, I don't know if there's something specific you wanted to share on that.
Wait, say that one more time.
Aqib Talib's commentary in versus the trolls. Touchdown or turnover.
I'm going to give it a touchdown.
Well, what was the commentary that you were talking about?
Some people didn't say it. A lot of people were saying they hated it. A lot of people were saying it's unique and it's different. I'm like, yeah, because it's a player who's real and authentic, and he's talking about the game from where you haven't heard before. If it was somebody else in that in the box commentating for that game, it would have been boring and dull.
Honestly,
Aqib was on his leg.
Honestly, I've heard Aqib Talib on the radio a couple times as a calling guest. And I would say he kind of sold me on Gruden because he made the point. He was like, the problem isn't Gruden. Gruden's a good coach. He's got these mediocre guys playing lights out. Like, they're competing with the Chiefs. The fact that they're even competing with the Chiefs is really just about Gruden because talent-wise, they have no business playing with the Chiefs.
I give him that, but he shouldn't be a GM.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you guys, since we're talking about competing against the Chiefs or just competition, would you take Marcus Mariota over Derek Carr for the rest of the year and maybe next year?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. I mean, if we're talking about
he's ready to give up on
a
him.
$10 million investment in Mariota versus a $20 million investment in Carr, and if you can get a draft pick for Carr, then yes. 100%. And even if you can't get a draft pick for Carr, you just get the $20 million cap space. Honestly, I'll probably do that deal as long as Mariota, continues to play how he did last week and throws more touchdowns than interceptions. And the other thing that I'll add to that is drafting a quarterback in the first 2 rounds if you do roll with Mariota.
Or do you see where do you see Derek Carr playing next year? Like, what's the best?
I could see him in Cincinnati for a year. I could see him in Dallas if they don't re-sign Dak. I could see him as like a high quality backup for Hurts if they move Wentz, if he's willing to go there for cheap. But he can't play in the cold, so I don't know about that, and I don't know about Chicago because again, as great as it would be for him to reunite with Khalil Mack, and I would secretly love that, he can't play in the cold. So no. you can't play in Chicago if you can't play in the cold.
You know who's the best?
What about New England?
Again, the cold.
Can't play in the cold. You know what's the best place for him?
Maybe New Orleans, but he might be too old to be there next. Waiting in the wings guy.
Well, what if Atlanta separates from Matt Ryan? Do you think Derek Carr and Atlanta in a dome?
Yes, but I also think Atlanta probably needs to figure out what they're going to do. Like, big picture.
Y'all missing, like, the biggest point. He's perfect for the Minnesota Vikings.
Good. I think that's actually great because he's indoors.
Yeah.
But you got fast receivers. Chicago and Green Bay to be competitive.
That's true, though.
All he has to do is just chuck it downfield to Irv Smith at tight end and Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen and hand the ball off and check down to Dalvin Cook.
How about San Francisco? How about San Francisco?
I think Minnesota could use a different tight end. They're pretty weak at tight end. They're pretty good at receiver. They're really good at running back. No, but like if they're going to use a draft pick, get a lineman or get a tight end.
Yeah.
If they draft Kyle Pitts, who's a beast. If the Vikings need a QB.
Didn't the Vikings draft another tight end last year too, who was like low-key good?
I told you Irv Smith a couple of years ago.
No, I thought they drafted someone else too. But yeah, I think he makes sense in San Francisco too.
Yeah? Yeah, that's not a bad thing there.
He's playing Arizona right now, though.
Well, they got Kyler.
They have Jimmy on the books.
Well, they might move on from Jimmy. There might be a lot of QB turnover between Garoppolo, Wentz, Stafford. Detroit could be a decent spot for Carr, too.
Stafford, I would like to see Stafford. I mean, shit, I wouldn't mind to see Stafford in Chicago. That might.
Stafford, New England's probably going to have a vacancy. Indy's probably going to have a vacancy.
Stafford in New England. Stafford deserves to play with a good head coach.
Yeah, that'd be a good spot.
Like the average QB couldn't endure what Stafford endured. The dude has like a fractured kidney right now, a torn muscle on his back.
He's a tough son of a bitch. But the thing is that New England needs to get.
Wait, did you just say someone with a torn kidney should stop being a bitch?
I said torn rib cartilage. He said he's a tough son of a bitch.
Oh, I thought he said stop being a bitch. I was like, damn.
No, it's not Matt Stafford.
Like, damn, did you take pre-workout before the podcast again? No, we talked about that.
I give it to Matt Stafford. That guy, he's tough. He does not like to miss games. He deserves better than what the Detroit Lions could offer him. And he's a great talent. And shit. I mean, what if Matt Stafford was in Washington, for crying out loud? What kind of damage would he do there?
They'd be an 11-win team. If he was in New England, that'd be nice.
They'd be a 9-win team.
Just learn to play.
No, in the playoffs still.
They have like 12 wins.
He could be a good spot in the Colts, but I think they're going to try to take Wentz.
I wouldn't eat Wentz's contract. I'd rather just draft.
No, I think Wentz is stuck in Philadelphia for at least another year with that contract.
That's an Albert Hainsworth contract.
Indianapolis has a lot of cap space.
Yeah,
why would you wait for
really
need
that on somebody that's broken?
Yeah,
because that's the
they
coach,
have a good line.
That's where the offensive coordinator won a ring.
Nah, they're looking at this is a QB.
Bro, you see what they're doing with Phillip Rivers? Come on.
Exactly. So if I can get somebody younger in a talented class where somebody might fall, why would I set up? Like, I'd rather go get Derek Carr than to go get whoever you just said, because their receivers are still coming along. And the running game is clearly there. They're building something.
All right.
So really,
go ahead.
Anyway, the whole keep thing was a touchdown. But yeah, Minnesota is like an ideal QB spot for Derek Carr or anybody who can just get the ball out. But Kirk Cousins needs to go. It's embarrassing.
Which I guess we could just move to this one. Rookie Justin Jefferson was caught on camera yelling "fuck Kurt, come on man, throw the ball," in the 33-27 loss to the Bears. So is that a touchdown or a turnover? Your rookie receiver calling out your QB.
That's a turnover, but it isn't Jefferson's fault because he's a Pro Bowler. Him and Odell are the only two dudes in like the past 20 years to do that. And he's putting up, he's breaking Randy Moss rookie records.
For the record, I did say he'd be the best receiver in this class.
So did I.
No, you didn't, bro.
You sure did.
No, you didn't. You were a Judy fan, bro. You were a Judy fan.
You were a Judy fan.
You were a Judy fan and a CeeDee Lamb fan.
I said Judy Lamb.
You were a CeeDee Lamb.
Slightly bigger and slightly faster than Amari Cooper. I could get something better than that. Jefferson, I said if Jefferson was a fast 40, I'd take him. Because in the right offense, he'll be the most productive. And I said that. And then I said after he ran that 4.44, I'm like, he's going to be the steal. And
I don't know. You had to check the tape on that because I remember you hating on him. I remember you hating him.
You were not a Justin Jefferson fan at LSU. You didn't even know who he was 2 years ago.
I was a fan of him in the draft.
I knew who he was. As soon as I
watched tape on him, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is the guy." Yeah. And you were like, no, that's kind of high for him.
Nah,
I was like, he's my top receiver.
Would you rather have him or Stephon Diggs to throw to still?
Stephon Diggs was the 5th round pick.
Should have both. Probably would have kept
all
both.
three.
Yeah.
Had they just paid him, they could have had all three.
All right. Next up, Michael Thomas goes to IR. I don't know why that's on touchdown or turnover, but yeah, I'm just going to leave it out there.
Wait, you edited it because that's not what I originally wrote.
Yeah,
the question.
Yeah, there was no question there.
I don't even know the question. Who did that?
Yeah, it's always my fault.
I said he's going on IR.
It's always my fault.
He'll be back by the playoffs. Touchdown or turnover.
What? How's that a touchdown or turnover?
Because he's been a bust all season, and if he comes back in the playoffs, he's going to be more of what he's been if he came back, which is a bust. Or he might need to rest. Either or.
Kind of gumbeat that one, but okay.
Well, he's been gumbeat this year, so what you want to do?
He jinxed himself by calling out everybody. That's what he gets for calling out everyone. You're a system receiver,
bro.
He's a system receiver. All right, next up, we got
Oh, he called him a system receiver.
Next up, we got Dez Bryant. Caught his first touchdown this past game versus. I'm sorry, I'm fucking this up. I'm tired. He has more touchdowns than Michael Thomas this year with 1. So you got to take a tangent on Dez's first touchdown.
It was really heartwarming to see John Harbaugh go up and hug him. Like, Dez Bryant deserved that touchdown. Because we all knew, like, he could still play. Jerry was just giving him, a runaround, that doesn't bode well for Zeke. Because Zeke is probably going to get the same treatment. But, it's good to see Dez get that. He deserved that. And Lamar is kind of shaking off the rust, and that offense is looking more of a threat. He's exactly what they needed. Like a guaranteed third option.
Yeah, I agree with you. To be honest, like seeing him throw up the X, like I even forgot about that. I forgot that was a thing. Seems like so long ago.
I mean, I think it really just proves that when Jerry Jones plays hardball when it comes to paying people, and when it does Bryant, he kind of was right about not paying Dez Bryant in Dallas. So, and then since then, I mean, unfortunately, I think the ball has really rolled the wrong way for Dez about getting his injuries and him jumping from team to team. But as far as paying him as much as he was asking for, I think Jerry Jones is on the right side of not paying Dez Bryant a couple of years back.
I think it also has something to do with the way the contracts are laid out. Yeah. Because, those being locked up those first 4 to 6 years, you're already talking about a player being 27 to 30, basically, depending on, what their college experience was like. If they went to JUCO or took a redshirt year or a gray shirt year or whatever have you. So, you're talking about committing a lot of money to a 27-year-old that you're going to potentially have to pay out when they're 31 or 32 and on the other side of injuries and just, father time. So it's tough. Like just overall, we talked about it with Zeke. But you can talk about it with a lot of guys like that. Second, third contract, it's hard to live up to, but it's also like you earn that from your first contract because you put in that work on that rookie salary with the hope, hey, I'm going to just put my head down, do what I got to do, be a baller, and, Jerry's going to take care of me because I'm a Jerry guy. And while, it works out, it can also not work out because that's what the Cowboys are. That's what any team with an overbearing owner is like.
Nope.
All right. Next up, Big Ben said he'll come back for the